are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm Doug Mitchell with Ogletree Financial, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be on our webinar today. David Whitehead and Jimmy Pyron, who head up our mortgage protection department, are going to be sharing with you a couple of ideas on how we're generating just a ton of mortgage protection leads right now, and really, it's outstanding what kind of return that we're getting when regular direct mail is getting 1% in most parts of the country, or maybe even 0, and we got one area that's getting up to 14%. So, guys, you can do this where you are. I don't care if you're in Iowa or Mississippi or wherever. This is something that works in every part of the country. So what we want to tell you today, just a couple of things that we've got going on here at Ogletree. In addition to the mortgage protection lead program, we also host a webinar each week. Each Monday, David and Jimmy will host a webinar, and we're usually talking about things to help you boost your production, not just on mortgage protection, but also when you get in the house, what you can do to maybe take it an extra step, like using fact finders. We've got a great fact finder that can help you really double your production. I was just at a meeting this week, and a guy from LIMRA had spoken to us, and he said agents that use a fact finder, their average sale is about $212,000 in face amount. Guys who use a fact finder, their average sale moves from that 212 up to about $430,000 in face amount. So just by doing a couple of things, just by tweaking what you do a little bit, you can take your routine, your daily routine, and double it just for doing a few different things. So that's some of the things you got to look forward to when you come on board. And then one more quick thing, David, and I'll let you have it, but I wanted to make sure these guys know that, not only are you getting the lead system, not only are you getting top commission levels, but we also offer a few different producer incentives. Like, for instance, we just gave away 2 trips to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Our top 2 agents for the month of August and September got to take a 1-week trip to Cabo San Lucas. That included airfare the entire week. They could take their guests or their kids. That was really cool that we got to do that. But for the calendar year, it just takes $50,000 in production to get to our producer conference. This year it's in Cancun, Mexico. And we're taking quite a few folks, but it's a great time to get together with other agents that are in this industry just like yourself and share ideas, have a great time. We'll pay for your airfare, for you and a guest, your stay, all your food and drinks are taken care of. So it's a great time, and we look forward to meeting some of you guys that are on the call that we're not working with yet, and hopefully you guys that are on the call will consider Ogletree Financial as part of your business. So, David, I'm going to hand it over to you and Jimmy, and let's talk to these guys about what we've got going on right now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Doug. Welcome, everybody, to our TMIP 101 Mortgage Lead Program. The TMIP stands for the Mortgage is Paid, and this is the Mortgage is Paid webinar. As Doug was saying earlier, we have perfected a turnkey system for generating mortgage leads, in just about every area out there where no lead company in the country could possibly compete with us. We're going to share this system with you. We are looking to develop areas, bring folks in to help you. If you're out there in the market having to purchase leads for mortgages, I know we're finding them anywhere from $25, $30 up to as much as $60 a piece. And to work 10 or 15 of these a week, if you're working this market pretty hard, that's an expensive lead bill to overcome each and every week. And we've got a way to do that now at a fraction of the cost and get in much faster than the competition, and that's what we're about to take you through. Right now you should see on your screen one of our generic lead templates. This is one of the lead templates that we use. We use a mail-in lead. We do not use telemarketed leads, web leads, any type of leads like that. Just don't have the kind of response as the real mail-in lead does. It's a little bit small, but if you'll notice at the bottom, there's a place there for the people to fill out their birth date, their sex, height, weight, tobacco use, and contact phone numbers and such. And this has by far been the best proven lead that I have ever worked in the 9 years that I've been focused on mortgage protection. I want to take you to the next screen and show you another lead. We've tweaked it a bit, and we're going more to using this type of mail-in lead. If you'll notice in the middle of the lead, where it talks about the available benefits, obviously there's the death benefit that will pay off whatever amount they're covered for, but we have great products here that offer living benefits, and that, as you can see on there, it talks, and we mentioned in it, the chronic illness, the critical illness, disability, terminal, return of premium, but that critical illness has been huge for us. It's probably our best-selling product through one of our companies, Transamerica Life. They offer their living benefits product, and a lot of folks have life insurance, but they don't have critical illness. This product has been fantastic, and we've actually upped our mail response by including this in this particular type of lead. We have tried a number of different templates to see if we can, tweak the returns that we're getting on our mailers, and this one, it really has brought it up even more so. But this is just one of our templates that we're using, so I wanted to show you that. Moving on, what we're looking for here are agents that are currently working in the mortgage lead market. Those are the ones definitely most needing our program, or if you're looking to maybe get into this market, we're certainly interested in talking with you. We're looking for agents that are tired of paying $20 to $40, but now I'm going to change that to $60. $60 per lead and looking to reduce their expense. Also seeking higher commissions, looking to get in front of more qualified, interested buyers. That's what our program can do for you. Also, agents looking to take total control of their own business. And by that, I mean actually not being a slave to a lead company, not knowing what they're going to be able to provide for you or where you're going to have to go to work. What our program is going to put the power in your hands as the agent to control your lead destiny, so to speak. I will say we are looking for more of a full-time effort. Our goal is to get you as an agent up and writing at least $10,000 a month in annualized premium. Those of you in the business know, unless you're writing those kind of numbers, you're really not making much money anyways. But it's our goal, if you come on with us, to help and develop you and your area to where you can generate enough leads to be able to get out and write a minimum of $10,000 a month. We have some agents that are steadily writing over $20,000 a month with the program that we're talking to you about. So that's real important there. What we can offer for you is a turnkey system, of course, that works anywhere in America. With the exception of a few towns and maybe a couple of counties out there that we're struggling to get a return with, pretty much everywhere else so far that we have come across, our program has worked and worked very well. Doug spoke earlier about the returns. It varies depending on the location you are in the country, but the overall national average for our returns with our mail-in program is about 5%. And that is absolutely phenomenal compared to what most of these, lead companies achieve. Most of them, on average, I guess, are somewhere between 0.5% to 1%, maybe 1.5%. It's not really good, but we are, on average, getting 5%. We can offer you through the program the absolute freshest generated mail-in lead possible. This goes by the way we get the data, how fast we get it out. We're not mailing mortgages that were generated a year ago like a lot of these lead companies have to do. They have to go so far back to gather enough mailings to generate enough leads. We do not do that. Our average lead cost is about $10 to $15. Where Jimmy and I are here on the Gulf Coast, we're probably averaging about $8 to $9 on our leads, but we've got some things really tweaked out to be able to produce those kind of returns. Where we're getting enough leads to do that. Across the country, with a 5% return, one of our top producers in the state of North Carolina is getting right at 5%, and I believe he said last time his leads are averaging about $12 to $14 a piece. So that's really by far a lot better than paying $40, $50, $60 for these, and these are actually fresher and better than what the lead companies out there can provide for you. Which brings me to the next point. We offer a 95% guarantee that you are the first one to contact this lead. And when I say 95%, folks, I'm lowballing it here. The way, if you work the program like we tell you, you're almost guaranteed all the time to be the first in the mailbox and the first to contact these people. And in this business, that is so important. Being the first to contact that lead, knowing that you have at least a half a dozen competitors out there that are going to be mailing the same data is all too important, and it just makes the program if you work it the way we tell you. We offer protected territories. I know you've heard this before, but what we mean by protected territories is when we bring an agent on or consider an agent for an area, assuming that we have that particular area available to mail, when we put somebody in there, we do not put anybody else in there on top of you. If we've got it, we're looking to produce and develop areas all across the country. We have a lot of areas now that are producing well, and unfortunately, if you happen to be in an area where we have an agent already, there may not be much we can do for you unless we work in the outskirts of that. But we're real cautious about where we place our agents doing our program because it makes a big difference in the return. So the next point, guaranteed lowest out-of-pocket expenses to run your business. I can tell you, after being in this business for 22 years, 9 of those specifically focused on mortgage protection. There is no program out there any way possible that you can operate this particular niche of this business any cheaper than the way we're doing it. Our program allows you to get in front of more people at a much lower cost to be able to provide the services that we offer. The next point, we have web-based training 24/7. We have a website that offers different webinars for different training things. We have some product training. There's a lot of good things that we have going on here Doug spoke of. We try to offer good support to the agent. We're looking for a long-term relationship. We don't want to get in and micromanage you, but we want to be sure that you have all the tools necessary to go out in this market and be successful like the agents that we have now. So we offer that. Also, as Doug had spoke of earlier, we have great contests for prizes and cash, obviously production-driven. As he spoke before, $50,000 of annualized premium gets you a trip with us to Cancun, Mexico. I mean, that's phenomenal. You can check with a lot of the companies, the carriers that you're using now, and I know there's some out there that have as much as $150,000 or $200,000 of annualized premium. All we're looking for is $50,000 of placed business. That's what, a little over $4,000 of annualized premium a month, which is nothing. You're barely considered part-time or even on the radar if you're writing that with our companies. So it's very, very easy to qualify. And as Doug said, there's other promotions that we have going on during the year as well. So these are good incentives for you. We try to take care of you as best we can. At the same time, make you a bunch of money, and by lowering your expenses with our program, you get to keep most of your money in your pocket. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Jimmy and let him take it from here. The next slide you should see up should be the lead mailer, and here's Jimmy Pyron.
Thanks, David. Yeah, the lead mailer, by contracting with us, like it says, we'll set you up with our turnkey lead mailer system that David's been talking about that generates at least in our area, up to a 10% response and around a 5% nationwide. It puts you, and this is key, in control of your leads and the flow of your leads for your designated area. You are no longer a slave to some lead mailer company hoping that they're going to mail enough to get you your leads. You are in control of everything as far as your business goes yourself, and that is such a big thing. It's such a relief to know that you're in control of everything. Depending on your area's response, it does vary based on where you're located and your demographics, but your lead cost, as David mentioned, could be as low as ours, which is $8 to $10 for the absolute freshest lead available. There is no other lead that's as fresh as these leads. And I'll say this, if I had to pay $40 to $50 for this lead right now, I would do it all day long, because 95 at least % of the time we are the very first piece of mail in these clients' mailboxes after they have closed on or refinanced their loan, and they open the mail. And it's just such a great thing calling these people, and they haven't talked to anybody else. They haven't got any other offers in, and we're virtually able to eliminate the competition. There's nobody else doing this down here anymore, because if they may start every now and then, but they go away quickly, because when they get their leads they paid for, they've already been resolved by us. This system does require more work on your part, but it can be well worth it for you regarding your bottom line expenses. We do not sell the leads. We actually teach you how to do your own lead mailers. So what I mean by that is our average agents are mailing out around 200 to 300 pieces of data a week. So it does actually require work on your part. We're not a lead selling company. And for that reason, we're not really looking for captive agents. We do need agents that can contract with our carriers. Like David said, Transamerica gets the vast majority of our business just because they're so competitive in this niche marketplace. And I got to thank David again. I do this all the time, but I'm so thankful for him. Like David said, me and him got in the mortgage lead business about 9 years ago. Just seeing the lead for the first time blew me away. I couldn't believe somebody would fill that much information out and sign it and send it back to us and tell us what time to call them, and they know it's life insurance. That's the crazy thing. So this program works, and we made a lot of money buying these quote-unquote A leads at the company we were working with. And we learned the system in and out. We got it down to a science. Problem was, as much money as we were making, we were shelling it out in lead bills. And so our net was nowhere near what our gross income was. And when David shared this with me, he had left 2 years before I did and started doing the system the way he's doing it. And 2 years after he did that, he called me, because we live down here near each other, and told me what he was doing and told me about these $10 leads and 10% response, and I did not believe him. I drove over to his office the next day, and he showed me 2 years' worth of spreadsheets that he'd been keeping. And I can tell you this, you fast forward 3 years from that day, everything that he's told me is 100% true. So thank you for that, David. If this is something that you think fits in your business model, please go to our website. It's www.tmip101.com. That stands for TheMortgageIsPaid101.com. Click on the Apply tab, and I ask that you please fill your applications and the information sheets out in its entirety. Answering all the questions really helps us as far as whether this is going to be a fit for you and for us. Once we get your application, we will process it. We evaluate these very carefully. These answers will definitely determine if you're going to be a candidate for our program. Please fill out the application and send it to us as soon as possible. We are considering, we have lots of open territories right now that have leads ready to come in, but no agent there. So we're considering territories now. If you're not able to meet all of our requirements, like David said, if you can't contract with our carriers, I hope that there's somebody else in that area. You know, we'll work with you. We really will work with you on that. So give us a call. go to our website, tmip101.com. We'll speak with you guys individually concerning the availability in your area. As far as production goes, like David said, any given territory should be able to produce about 8 to 20 leads a week, depending on the area and depending on how much data there is available. Obviously, some areas are going to produce more leads than others. I mean, you know, if there's more data available, it's probably going to produce more leads. Larger, more metropolitan areas, you know, that produce more leads are obviously going to be expected to generate more business from that agent in order to maintain exclusivity. We are very serious about our exclusive territories. Like David said, we don't want agents stumbling all over each other. That's where we came from, and it screws up the business for everybody. When we get an agent in an area that's writing business, considers it full-time, we're not putting anybody else. We're going to go out of our way to protect that area for that particular agent. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to David and let him wrap it up.
Thank you, Jimmy. Okay, folks, the next step at this point, if you like what you've heard, please visit us at the website, www.tmip101.com. Complete the application and give us a day or maybe two. We are overwhelmingly slammed right now with applications we're going through. We are on the phone constantly talking to everybody, trying to reach everybody as quickly as we can. So I want to apologize to you in advance if it takes us a little bit to get to you, but bear with us. If you filled out the form, especially in its entirety, like Jimmy said, those are the ones we are considering first so that we can evaluate to see if it's a fit, you know, or we're a fit for you. So we want to thank you for your time being on the webinar with us. We look forward to talking to each one of you. You can email if you have any questions at info, and that's I-N-F-O, at tmip101.com. And we thank you for being on the call. Doug, you have anything to wrap up?
No. Hey, guys, thanks a lot for taking the time out today, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.